students, how are you? I hope that you all are safe and healthy despite the spread of COVID all over the country. So this is GVN Rao, your maths teacher from Little Hearts Publications. Today in this video I have come up with an interesting and new topic. Before I let you know the topic, I would like you to guess the name of the topic by following the hints that I am going to give you. You can see wall clocks in your houses, isn't it? In a wall clock you can find two hands, one is long and one is short. One is said to be hour hand and the other one is said to be minute hand. And you can find the gap between the two hands while they rotate in the clock about a fixed point. So what is the gap between those two hands at the point called as? Can you guess? Okay. Otherwise, you can find a scissors at your house. You all know scissors, no? Scissors at your house. When you hold the scissors and when you try to move the arms of the scissors, you can find gap between these two arms. So that is the name of the lesson that we are going to discuss today. Can you guess the name? Okay, not a problem. If you are already guessed it, it is okay. If you are unable to guess it, even then it is okay, not a problem. So what I am going to discuss today in this video is about angles. We are going to discuss about angles today. But before we enter into the topic, let us go through some of the basic terms of geometry. That is plane, point, line, line segment and a ray. So let us go through these terms initially, then we enter into the actual topic of the lesson today. So plane means it is a flat surface that can be extended infinitely or endlessly in all the directions. So if I say flat surface means, you may have some doubt what is meant by a flat surface. See, you can see the two objects that I hold in my hands. One is the duster and the other one is a pen. So you are looking at these two objects. That means you are looking at the surfaces of these two objects. You are looking at the object means you are looking at the surface of the object. So you can see the surface of these two objects. Can you find any difference between these two surfaces? Yes. This duster has a flat surface, whereas this pen has a curved surface. So the objects which have curved surfaces are not considered to be planes, whereas the object which has a plane surface can be considered as a plane, precisely a part of a plane, because we cannot show the whole plane because it can be extended in all the directions endlessly, no? So whatever I am referring as a plane, it is just a part of it. So for me, for the teacher, blackboard may be a plane, and for yourself, the page in your notebook is a plane, or the graph sheet is a plane. Okay, that means part of plane. So that is all about plane, and on this plane we can mark number of points. How many points? We cannot count. Infinite number of points can be plotted on the plane, because the plane can be extended in all the directions endlessly. So we can plot infinite number of points on the plane. So plane is nothing but the collection of infinite number of points. Okay. So what is meant by a point? Point means it has no particular definition. You all know about point, no? So if I hold a sharp object and if I prick it on a soft object, that means if you hold a pencil in your hand and if you put a dot in your notebook, you can find some image there. That is nothing but a point. So point has no dimensions. That means it has no length, it has no breadth, it has no thickness. So that is about point. And whenever we mark a point on a plane, we need to identify it. So for the identification, whenever we mark a point on a plane, we represent that point by using a single capital letter. Here I wrote A. So this is point A. Somewhere if I put a point and if I mark it as a B, this is point B. That means every point can be denoted by using a single capital alphabet of English. So this is point A, this is point B. Likewise, we can mark infinite number of points and we can name the points by using a single capital letter. Okay. So then what is meant by a line? Even line has also no particular definition. So if you hold a paper in your hand and if you fold it and again if you unfold it, at the folding you can find a straight crease. You can find a straight crease there. So that crease is nothing but the part of a line. So line is a straight crease. That means if I can draw like this and if I put two arrow marks here, this is a line. So what is meant by these two arrow marks? What do these two arrow marks indicate? So these arrow marks indicate that this line can be extended in both directions endlessly. That means like plane, we cannot show the complete line on the plane. Whatever we are referring as a line, it is just a part of line, and these arrow marks indicate that the line can be extended in both directions endlessly. Okay, so how do we name the line then? So the line can be named or denoted in two ways. One is by marking 2 points on it. If I mark a point A and B, then I can name this line as AB. I can name this line as AB. And sometimes we can call even this as line BA also. It makes no difference. So line AB is same as line BA. But generally we used to call it as line AB because we used to read the letters in alphabetical order conveniently. So this is line AB. The other way of naming the line by writing a single small letter of English alphabets at one of the arrow marks. By writing a single small letter of English alphabets at one of the arrow marks. So this can be read as now line L. Line L and here line AB. In both the ways you can name the line. Okay. So these arrow marks indicate that this line can be extended in both the directions infinitely. So this is what about line. And now if I cut this line into some parts, each part of this line has two end points. Each part of this line has two end points, and I told you, whenever we mark a point, we name it by using a single capital letter. So now this is part of a line or segment of a line. So that is why this is called as a line segment. Segment is nothing but a part. So this is just a part of line. So we can call this as line segment AB. And this is line AB. This is line segment AB. This can be even read as line segment BA. Line segment AB is same as line segment BA. This is line AB and it is also read as line BA. And the other way of reading the line as line L. Okay. So these line segments and lines can be symbolically, sometimes you need to write it as line segment AB. Instead of writing line segment AB, you can symbolically write it as like this, line segment AB. Similarly, instead of writing line AB, I can write it as, this is symbolical representation of line AB and this is the symbolical representation of line segment AB. So instead of writing this whole word line segment AB, sometimes you can write this as AB under a bar. So this is line segment AB and this is line AB, symbolical representations. Okay, this is all about a line segment, and then comes ray. I think this word is quite familiar to you because every day in the morning when we wake up, we see sun rays coming into our home through the windows. You can see the sunlight. Okay, so the light that is coming from the sun is said to be sun rays. You all know that. So ray means it has a point at the beginning. That means it has origin somewhere, and in the other direction it can go endlessly. So ray has an originating point, and from the point it goes in any direction endlessly. So that can be shown by showing the arrow mark like this. This arrow mark indicates that in this direction it can be extended infinitely or endlessly. So this is called ray. So as we have marked this point, it can be named as some letter O, and if I mark one more point on this ray that lies on this ray as A, then I can read this as ray OA. I can read this as ray OA. So ray means it has one end point, and in the other direction it can be extended endlessly. So this is called ray OA, and the symbolical representation is like this. This is the symbolical representation of ray OA. So in the previous two cases, in the case of line and in the case of line segment, I told you that this line and the line segment can be read in either way. This can be read as either line AB or line BA. Both are same. This can be read as line segment AB or line segment BA. Both are same. Whereas in the case of ray, it can be read only as ray OA in this case. In this case, it cannot be read as ray AO. Ray AO means the ray has an originating point A, and in the other direction it is extended endlessly. So it gives such meaning. So ray OA is different from ray AO. So OA is not equal to ray AO. These two are not same. Whereas here I can say line segment AB is equal to line segment BA. Similarly, here I can say here it is line AB is equal to line BA. Line segment AB is equal to line segment BA. So in these two cases, we can read the line and line segment in both ways. Whereas in the case of ray, you should be you should not read the ray OA as ray AO. Both are not same. Okay, this is all about the basic terms of geometry: plane, point, line segment, and array. So let us now come to the actual topic of the lesson, that is angles. What is meant by an angle? Angle is nothing but if there are two rays with a common end point, we can name that figure as an angle. That means they form an angle. If there are two rays, let me draw one ray here. Let us say this is ray, what do we call this as? Ray OA. And now let us say there is one more ray, but for that ray, the same O as the starting point. So there is another ray, the starting point O, and let us mark one more point on that ray as B, and now this ray is called ray OB. That means there are two different rays with a common end point. So here there forms an angle. So angle is nothing but union of two rays with a common end point. Union of two rays with a common end point. So angle is nothing but union of two rays with a common end point. Okay. Then how do we name this angle?